Is there a problem though, sis? Do you see the sisters on the panel, whatever the case is, holding each other accountable, or do you see people kind of just sticking together?
Well, I can't fall into that. I don't own that sisterhood stuff. I don't know, because y'all put YouTube puts their spin on things and does what they want to do with it. Next thing you know, it'll mean something else. So I'm not owning that. Um
No, no. Listen
do
to my question. I'm
I know.
asking when you're just looking at it, not saying what you fall into in terms of the
Mm.
assessments. When you look at a panel, regardless of a label, what do you see if you can remember any of it?
Um Sticking together, I mean, that should be natural. So if it happens, I'm not surprised. Yes, it happens. It should be natural for
Do
black
you
women to try to support until they can't, for
okay?
whatever reason.
Re- Now here's I guess here's where the concern would lie. Is it regardless of they if they right or wrong? Is that where the issue lies?
I'm a proponent of riding with somebody until, I don't care if they are. Well, it depends on who you are. I don't. If you're wrong and you're one of, like, my brother, I don't care. You could be wrong.
Right.
I'm When you're wrong, you're right. So that's how I live, like that. So I don't know. But for the women on the panel, yeah, I'll ride until it just doesn't make sense. Especially if it's like, if it just doesn't add up, if it don't make sense. Like if we're up here talking and the world can hear don't make sense, I'll say something.
Hold on. Let me catch on these super chats real quick. Make sure y'all get the likes up. We got 371 people in here. We have 170 likes. I don't know why y'all lag with this. This is just weird, yo. Come on, man. Like, get the likes up. David with the $5 says the sisterhood equals united, the Borg from Star Trek. You will be assimilated into the collective or destroyed. So get down to lay down. Ashton with the $2 says, Nate, I know Kasim made that outfit.
No, I could have made my outfit myself because I used to work in the fashion world first.
No. Super Straight with the $10 says, chimerism is the presence of a small amount of distinct cells in an individual caused by promiscuity, thus creating a sisterhood from the inability to bond to a man. Good God Almighty. So you had too many partners. Now you can't even connect to a man. So Jesus, God. Microchimerism is the presence of a small amount of distinct cells in an individual caused by promiscuity, thus creating a sisterhood from the inability to bond to a man. Does it manifest in like disdain for men?
Yeah, I'm not. I still don't. I mean, I read the words, but it's not coalescing.
DG with the €5. What's popping? DG says, hey, pick me is when the side chick threatens a married man to leave his wife or choose her, or she ends up the relationship, in my opinion. Oh, it's like ultimatum girl. Big salute with the $5 says, no pick me / mammy slander from women that follow men who says, quote unquote, looks at them dusty men. The hypocrisy. Support men judging men, but silent on y'all side. Aaron with the $10 says, food for thought. Sisterhood equals manosphere, and pick me equals simp, and hyena equals misogynist. Thoughts? That's. I could see it. DG was wilding.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. This is interesting to me, like breaking down these terms, because I don't know if I ever took the time to do so. So let's say the sisterhood is what it is. Would you? So do you guys agree with that manosphere being a good analogy?
No, not me.
No? All right, let's get it. What you think? Is the manosphere a good analogy? Tay?
I don't think so. I think because to Sis's point, like when we have different opinions, we state that we don't always agree, and we hold each other kind of accountable most of the time. I'll say, not all the time, but most of the time. And then, and I think we do protect each other only when like we feel like at least one of us, is being attacked on the panel. So that's when I say I'll see us all kind of, okay, right or wrong, fuck you or whoever you were, not you, but and then we're standing on that. But yeah, that's my observation.
So wouldn't the manosphere, so when you hear the men come up here, wait, you said yes or no? Sorry.
Yes or no to?
What I'm saying is yes. So it is analogous. Like, is that a good analogy? The manosphere?
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no.
But don't the men come up here and literally stick up for each other?
No, they be on their own stuff. We be the ones trying to stick up for each other, I think. But yeah, they be on their own little rants, individually and collectively. So I guess yes.
Nate, what you think?
I was gonna say, I think the men come on here and they automatically stick up for each other. So they can say one thing in the chat and then they'll come up on a panel and it's like, yeah, bro. And if somebody says something that's kind of wrong to one of the women, they kind of back each other in that. I think they do that. So I can see where it can align with the sisterhood, where they feel like we do the same exact thing, because that's kind of what the men are doing. Then as far as like the pick me side of it, I can see where that's the same. So there was some analogy to that super chat. I definitely agree with that.
Okay. Anybody got any other thoughts on that super chat?
I say it's a pretty close correlation. Again, this is anecdotal from my experience.
Okay.
It's along the same lines. It's for the most part, it's the same frequency, right? Because we know that there's no absolutes, right? There are actually spaces on YouTube where people congregate of the same sex, where they really about empowering and things of that nature. But when we're talking about like the negative connotation that goes along with these terms here, just like there are spaces in the manosphere where men actually congregate and they actually talk about stuff pertaining to them without, the typical talking points or whatever. But yeah, in my opinion, it's along the same frequency in regards to the conversation.
Word.
But
okay.
like she was saying, like Ms. Nate said, they already on GP got a code. It's already set in stone. They not wavering from that. So when they come up on the panel, they already know what time it is. They don't have to have a conversation about it, so.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. I think I understand it, what the sentiment regarding the sisterhood is. Do you guys think it's necessary to have a sisterhood? From what Tay said, what Sis said, do you guys think it's, I guess my question is, why the sisterhood?
So I think it is necessary at times. First of all, I'm using this word only because to move the conversation along. But yes, so for example, when the men come up on here, I may disagree with something Miss Nay said, right? But if a man comes on here or men come up on the panel and they start attacking her or, in a nasty way and him below the belt, I'm going to fight for Nay. Because she's a woman and I stand on that. So that's a principle I stand on. I'm not going to let her be, I'm going to use the word attack, but attacked by men on the panel. And I'm just going to sit right here, whether I disagree with her or not. So if that makes her part of the sisterhood, then absolutely, then that's fine. Even though I disagree with her, I'm going to ride for her and be like, no, you're not going to sit here and talk to her like that. Or I see what her point is. Her point is X, Y, and Z. I don't like it when I see men attacking women.
Okay. The question, Love, on that point though, what if she dead ass wrong?
Well, if she's dead wrong like that, I'm not going to defend that, because if it goes against my principles, ultimately I'm gonna sit there and just sit back. If she's dead wrong, but if it's her opinion and it's just out of the ordinary, she's allowed to have that. She doesn't deserve to be called out her name and or talked about poorly, as that they can.
I think I get what you're saying. It's like you may not agree. Go ahead.
Hold on. I got a couple more digging. I got a little bit more digging to do. So you said sit back. So if she's wrong, you'll just be silent.
If she's dead wrong and saying crazy stuff,
you'll just be silent as opposed to pushing back on her.
I would. No, I mean if the men are up here, and they're going at her because it was real wild, I'm like, yeah, you dead wrong for that. Because it's against my principles. Like it's just, I can't even think of anything they would say like that. I don't know. I don't want to be like,
hey, but you know, like we just did the show. It was fun. The show we did before when I pulled the clips.
Oh, me and you on midday.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So what was being said was going against your principles for all intents and purposes, right? It wasn't something you would do. But when you were having a conversation, how you responded to what was being said sounded like you supported it to an extent.
Yeah, back then a few months ago. That was my past. I don't live there no more. So that's the conversation. You can't go back to.
I think we all done that.
You asking me now about something I said 3 months ago. That's my past. I don't live there no more. I moved.
You in a rebirth season. Rebirth.
I am. I moved.
Yeah, come on, rebirth.
I ain't there no more. Come up to the present.
So you supported it a month and a half ago. Now you.
I didn't say I supported it, but when you brought them clips, I was like, girl, I appreciate your transparency. That's what I was saying. I appreciate your transparency because it's very hard to come on this panel and be super transparent, have a bunch of strangers judging you. Mm-hmm. It's hard. And so I appreciated that. And I was giving her props for saying, girl, I would never make that on a panel, but girl, you did that. Transparency, gold star for you. I didn't sit there and say, do it again. I just sat there and said, gold star for you for your transparency. It's something totally different.
So you support the transparency, maybe not the message itself, but the action of being transparent. Now, if somebody would have come at me, I don't know, because I don't know if the clip was me. I didn't watch it. I'll be honest.
It was ratchet.
Oh, okay. But then it's like, if somebody comes up here and attacks it, it's like, okay, don't attack her. That's her opinion. Those are her personal feelings. Don't attack her for that. She's at least being transparent. So you're saying in that sense, being your sister's keeper, kind of like the brotherhood.
Yeah, like they come and it's be like 3 or 4 dudes. You know how they do? They come on here 3 or 4 dudes at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's why, like, you ain't got to talk to her like that.
Yeah.
And again, I don't support what she did, and that may be a flaw in me, but I'm not going to let 3 or 4 dudes come up on this panel calling her all types of, they were done that night too. They were calling her a bunch of hoes and whores and everything.
She said, so just for context, and shout out to 440 people in the building with only 49 minutes in. Shout out to y'all. As you know, the algorithm takes time to catch up. What had happened was she said she had sex with 2 men in the same day, both of which she met that day within an 8-hour time.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was on that night. I remember.
And then when she told the story, and she's like, "This was in Vegas." So Love was like, "Oh, Vegas," and they both said simultaneously, "What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas." So if you saw that clip, you would assume that Love supported it to an extent.
If you see a clip, you can sit there and clip anything up.
I said that specifically. It was also a 10-minute clip, right? So there was context all around it.
You ain't no 10-minute. No 10-minute clip. It's a 10-minute clip lie. It wasn't.
Do you want me to play it? Like, what are you doing?
But it wasn't a 10-minute clip.
But it's better
Maybe
for me
we should
to
play it for context so Just Jay can see.
You know, play it so you could just see the asinineness.
But hold on. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't need to see it. I don't even need to see it. I ain't even gonna lie unless you want to play it. Like, but for real, I ain't trying to. I don't want to get in trouble. See, didn't I tell you, Hamp, that Tuesdays was scary? See, because I ain't trying to get jumped, but what I am saying is that's just kind of wild to me, and that's why I don't fit in, because there's certain shit I'm not co-signing. I don't care who it is, but that's me. But now, Love also said it was a matter of principle for her, right? And I'm a believer in principle. So how I choose to move isn't contingent upon whether I like you or not. It's not contingent upon whether or not you got a vagina either. You feel me? It's based on my principles. So that's why sometimes I'm not able to navigate, in a way that's a bit more fluid when it comes to these conversations, because I move based on my principle, not based on what type of genitals a person got.
Okay. And so I think the issue comes in when the bullshit seems to be co-signed or there's silence around the bullshit. You know what I mean?
Listen,
It's not a good look for sure. I get it.
wait, we ain't gonna sit there and paint this. It was a show, and it was asking. I think it never have I ever. First of all, let's talk about that. So, Just Jay, I appreciate you, and we don't do that on here. We appreciate all commentary. So,
Right.
Good. But there was a never have I ever conversation. This girl went there and went. I was like, oh, Vegas, because they have that mentality. Whatever happens in Vegas stays Vegas. That's what I was saying. Not like, girl, yeah. So Hamp is trying to paint a certain kind of picture with a very minor clip.
So you saying I need to see it? Is that what you're telling me? You telling me I need to see it?
No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, I don't want to sit there and paint this picture of me sitting there saying,
Come on.
Well, here's the thing, Ms. J. We also had a lady up here. She thinks she was in her early 50s, maybe, that said she was a plain old slut. Dog walk, 300 bodies. Slut. So 300 bodies. You know what I'm saying? So we also didn't say much at that point either. I mean, it speaks for itself. Thoughtism is that you speaking for yourself. So let
it ain't a whole lot to say.
Hey, that's it. What you gonna do?
But I also understand when we have these platforms, right? There's a level, and again, right? This is why it gets confusing, because it's all about what you deem to be a moral responsibility, an ethical responsibility, and everybody don't come to these spaces for that. You feel me? And that's what makes it hard, because you got a person that could be on the panel and they can see something pop off and they like, well, I ain't here for all that. I ain't here to make people accountable, et cetera, and they may not say something, right? And how that is interpreted by other people is, oh, well, you don't want to hold this person to task. And I'm not a person that necessarily believes in I'm here to make people accountable, because I personally believe that true accountability requires a level of self-awareness, right? We could bring people to task. We could point out things, but all this, I'm going to make you accountable, I don't necessarily subscribe to that. But if I am asked, I'm definitely going to say something. But for the people who feel like they don't have that moral responsibility, they will just be silent. I don't necessarily have a need to, like you said, she already came up there and say she owns several hundred bodies. It is what it is. What is it that I need to say? But as you know, like you already said, sis, it's going to be some people that's going to interpret that as me co-signing. Now, she the one decided to say how she got her cat patty spread all over the nation. That ain't my business. You understand what I'm saying? But that's how it's going to be interpreted. And so then if I was to say something, then all of a sudden, then I'm going to get the favor of a couple guys in the chat, right? Oh, she holding her accountable. You feel me? And then they get these little pats on the back. And if you're the type of chick that need to come on these panels, you know what I'm saying, to get a pat on the head like a good doggy, et cetera, that's going to validate you. You know what I'm saying? Then you're going to keep going hard. And then it just creates a goofy ass dynamic to me. Personally, I think it's important to just be authentic. You know what I'm saying? And just show up as yourself. You feel me? Without all the weird shit.
All right. All right. Let me see. All right. Let me see
Now
if I'm
pulled it up. I ain't ready.
All right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Vegas, and that's all I'm
at the same time.
And what about me?
So you had good. Thank you. Thank you for opening the door for me. So you in multiple relationships sometimes at the same time. And so, the one dude came through or you went over there, and then your other dude that you're in a relationship with or quasi relationship with, he wanted to come over too. And he was like, well, yeah, come on. But you didn't expect it to happen, but it did. And he was like, all right, well, I guess we're doing it. Is that what happened? Or
no, mine is more of an adventurous. You see, my IG name is Living While Existing, right?
Okay. So
I'm going to live while I'm existing here on Earth. So yeah, I love Vegas, and that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, it happened in Vegas. Got you. It was on purpose in Vegas. But
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
All right, I love it. Would you do it again? Again, it was a never have I ever. I was asking her question, she answered it. And what? It was a never have I ever game. And I asked her.
All right, that's the clip. You said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Not I mean, you started saying it first. And then the one bomb that you dropped, my love, is what?
I love it. Her transparency. Her transparency. We were playing.
You didn't say that though. You didn't say that.
It was her transparency. We were Ham, you know, we were playing a game that whole episode. It was called Never Have I Ever. She told a story.
Hold on. Hold your horses, cowboy. You don't. It's just an example. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is, right? So she's giving a story, and then here's what you did. This is what you tried to do. Sis, correct me if I'm wrong. Love tried to paint the picture like, okay, you had two boyfriends, you was dating two people. He came over, the one dude came over to chill. It happened, right? You tried to give her that. She said no. These niggas got some cheeks. I thought they was attractive. And then you said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Y'all said it stays in Vegas in unison, and then you said I love it.
The transparency, yes. Because I was saying, oh, it didn't happen with your boyfriend. You did this when he was in Vegas. Oh, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. We literally just saw the same thing. Now, I'm not gonna talk more about this. I said what I said. You just saw it, and it is what it is. Now what?
Okay. So
I think you laugh and stay silent on that one. I mean, because the saying is the saying, right? But I love it was it should have been that's nasty, you know.
Transparency. We were playing a game. People be lying. They say we lie all the time. This girl literally put out her dirty laundry.
I think that's probably what he was trying to get at. Like you should have said, like, yeah, girl, but thank you for your transparency, girl. But maybe that's what he's looking for.
No, I'm not looking for that corny shit.
I was making a face like,
I'm looking for what Sis said. Was Sis on there?
No, wait. What's she?
Look back real quick. I don't know if she was or not.
You know she wasn't on there.
Oh,
yeah, because if Sis would have said some shit too. She'd have been like, well, that's fucking nasty.
Yo, that is now. Hey, would I be lying if I say that's not problematic?
No, I mean, because of the platform and how many people are watching, we don't want to push that message. So I get what you're saying.
Damn.
Did anyone on the panel say anything after they heard it?
Nobody did, but that's the thing. You know, I guess that's what he's saying in terms of us being the sisterhood.
Let's see. Oh, you might be right. Let's see what Nay did. Hold on now. Let's see what Nay did.
Got you. It was on purpose in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All right, I love it.
Wait, whoa.
I said that's right.
I can read lips.
Well, I said that's right.
On purpose in Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. All right.
Wow.
What did I say?
I know that's right. I think.
I know.
Wow. So that's right, huh?
Well, she did it in Vegas. It's supposed to be what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. She brought it out to light. Okay.
You know you ain't right. We were lit by the time this all was happening.
I know. I told my truth because I don't have. Listen, I told my truth.
Well, y'all be drinking.
I don't do that, but yeah, I was like, I was making the same face, like, okay, girl. All right, but I get it. But happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas.
Would you guys agree then, right? I know, it's funny, right? But it's kind of not funny. That's why Sis said it was nasty. This is problematic. What you think?
Is it problematic that she did that? And we was like, ugh. Well, I mean, I made that face and then was like laughing.
Oh, you said, I know that's right. Yeah.
I know that's right. Well, I know that's right for what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But she didn't keep it in Vegas. She brought it to the panel. So
you heard the whole story and you said that's right.
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
And Sis said that's nasty.
Yeah, maybe I should have said that was nasty. I don't know what I said after that, but maybe I should have said that was nasty.
You ain't say nothing. You laughed some more.
I laughed because I'm like, ugh. I made the face though. I did. I made the face first, but I said, well, she said, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So she walked in her truth.
Jesus Christ. So is this the problem? Like, this is problematic. If this is how the sisterhood manifests, would you agree or what?
So let me ask you this, Hamp. Also on that same midday show you and I had last week, there was this woman that you showed a video of. She's like, if you on hold, you can't go. And I was like, that woman does not speak for me. I said, I don't stand for that behavior. No. Right? I said that last week. That was a very staunch delineation between that behavior and me. Do you recall that?
Yeah.
Where I made that statement. So I don't agree. I don't agree with that type of behavior. We were having fun that night, and I'm not going to say anything else more past that. That was a fun night we had, and that's it. That's all. But when we were serious, it was me and you last week. I said strictly, absolutely not. I don't even do that on girls trips. Like, that's stupid to do that. We had a whole conversation about it, nevertheless. But I want to be very clear in this conversation. I don't stand for that behavior. I made it very, very clear for those people that study my film. That's what I said last week.
Oh yeah, no, I can't. I understand what you're saying. Well, I also know what you said, and we're assessing the sisterhood. That's all. You don't need to justify who you are. We just using that clip.
Listen, that is fine. And if y'all want to judge the sisterhood off of us having fun that night, that's fine too. Like, I'm not going to fight that anymore. That's fine.
No.
I'm just saying, she was transparent. She walked in her truth. I don't necessarily agree with it, but hey, she walked in her truth. So I guess I can stand with what Love's saying. She was transparent.
So even if you're wrong, you're right.
That don't mean that she was right in what she did. That wasn't necessarily cool, but she enjoyed herself while she was doing it. I mean, girl, okay, girl.
All right.
I got a question. I got a question. I'm trying to understand, right? Like, when we have conversations on panels, right? And again, y'all, I don't have a side. I don't do sides, right? But I think part of the frustration becomes like, this is a whole mulberry bush situation, just about that one little thing, right? And then the conversation will end up becoming something insane, and then it'll be a whole rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? When really at the end of the day, it was just about the optics. Now, I'm not saying that, like, I'm not the one that's waving the proof flag. You understand what I'm saying? But when it comes to, again, that responsibility, and that's what makes it hard. Like when I told Hamp the other day, you know what I'm saying? Some people here for productive conversations, some people not. But how do we separate that? Like Love said, they was having, a key or whatever, and it was whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? And in her mind, this is not the time where we having this real heart to heart about how things are being affected in the community, et cetera, right? But what becomes funky, because this is social media, right? People be trying to figure out, okay, so Just Jay, where the line at? Okay, Love, where the line at? Sis, where the line at? Nay, where the line at? Tay, where the line at? And I ain't the one to sit here and promote that I know where the line at, right? Because what y'all will find, I've been in the space for almost 3 years. Y'all will definitely find clips of me cussing people out like heavy. You understand what I'm saying? So I ain't one of them that's going to come and promote this idea like I'm all, because I ain't that person. But it becomes confusing, is what I'm saying, because it sends mixed messages. But again, I still understand everybody not here for the same thing, but I can see how the message was. It looked like they were agreeing with her behavior.
Yeah, perception is 9/10 of the law. Perception is reality. We got all these cliche terms, so we assessing the sisterhood. So that clip is important in terms of trying to define this. Not so much even. It's just like what happened in that clip, right? Even when they know they wouldn't date, the majority of women probably saying they had not having sex with 2 men over the course of 5 hours. They didn't know either of them.
Right. You see somebody in the chat just called me a demon, so that's letting y'all know. Okay, ladies, I ain't up here trying to promote that ain't me.
That's one thing we do. We stay out the chat because you
okay,
know.
Y'all. Okay, all right. Enough said. Say less.
It's a distraction.
Let me go ahead, do that. Go ahead.
Yeah. O'Shea was popping with the $2. Says, Nay, you bad. In my Michael Jackson voice. Sugar Bum with the $2 says the pick-me's doing corn to keep a man, not us.
Sugar out of control today.
No. Ashley Weed with the $5 says love be laughing at all my jokes about Nate outfit. The sisterhood crumble in our face again. City boys up 15. Sugar Bum with the $2 says the mammies are usually old and washed, not us. Sugar Bum with the $2 says sisterhood don't have to mammy. No crimson cure.
Oh, that's not nice.
I don't know what any of these people, any of this stuff means. Go ahead.
I'm like, what is going on?
I'm trying to decipher. Joe Penegard with the $5 says, I see men often coming up on this panel and having sword fights trying to show how they're better than the next man. Yep. Be Nice was popping with the $5 says, the manosphere actually has results in goals. The sisterhood only exists to attack men's standards and hide from rejections. Damn.
Oh, wow.
Super Straight with the $2 says the sisterhood the quote unquote sisterhood is inertia absolute.
Yikes.
Big Salute with the $5 was popping says, what do you call men who agree with everything women do? I'm curious because if you don't like pick-me's, why like them sassy female identified niggas? I understand that one. Lauren Mack with the $5 says, my ladies and my old nigga Hemp just sneaking a super in while I'm out and about. No doubt, Lauren. Lucky with the $5 luck was popping says Crimson Cure, heart emojis, Lux, dollars. What are those? 4-leaf clovers and a crown. Super Straight with the $2 says Just Jay needs to say micro chimerism.
Micro chimerism. Sorry.
Yeah, Ashley with the $5 says Hamp, drop the link so slick like the grandma who hand you money and tell you don't tell your mama. Yeah, I dropped the link.
Oh.
Super Straight. Nah, but for like only like the women and they said the lady Crimson Cure was in the chat. Okay. So I dropped for them specifically. Super Straight with the $2 says sisterhood rule number 1: hold no women accountable.
So
like,
I'm sorry.
I had a question too. Okay.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Go ahead, love.
So a quick question, because that's a great statement. I mean, it's a very tricky thing to be on this platform, to be on a panel, because anything you say can be misconstrued intentionally. And that's something that I have to just be okay with. That, and I just realized that, because you're right, Miss Just Jay. We were having
difficult. It is. It's difficult.
It's difficult. We were having a good time. So it's like, I'm not up here. Certain conversations deserve certain postures. If
you're right.
Having a good time, go ahead.
But love, you already explained it. Why you? My concern is.
No, what I'm saying is they made me a good point. Like, leave it alone. Like, I want to say I appreciate that. That's all. Like, because they're going to misconstrue regardless, and they're going to have their opinion of you regardless. I just want to say thank you to him. That's all. Dang.
Oh, yeah, no, because I hear you. I'm like you trying to like decipher it in your mind, but she already deciphered it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the context doesn't matter, right? You say what you say, and then people add context to it, right, based on what they wanted to mean.
But I just want to say it's hard too, because it's just a slippery. It's just crazy, because you want to have fun, but do you? Like, you have to come up here and just not care what they think.
Yeah, nah, motherfuckers start talking some wild shit though. Fun is over. I think that's the point. What's up, Ms. Nay?
Yeah, I was wondering, do you think the sisterhood is more so for who's in your circle? Like how, to Tay's point, saying like there's like 20-something, 26 sisters in your sorority, but then you have your 5 that you're closer with. Do you think that you have more of that sisterhood with them opposed to the other ones? So let's say one of the other sorors did something like.
Quickly answer, no. When you go through a process with somebody, you don't exclude any of them from your so-called sisterhood.
Okay. I guess I was looking at like maybe that could be it. Like if it was one of our closer friends that's in our sisterhood.
No, I mean, you got relationships, but generally, no, they would all be included. In terms of, because this, when you're talking about that aspect, I can speak to that clearly. Yeah, there's nothing Tay can say other than what I just said.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna fight it. I ain't gonna fight it. But I will ask you this though: you rock with all your LBs the same?
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't rock with all my LSs the same. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like we.
No, but I'm just saying what Nate was because
Oh,
for
okay.
a GDI from a GDI standpoint,
Gotcha.
it's not gonna resonate.
Gotcha. I got you.
You know what I'm saying? That's all.